Listen up. Okay, so I'm trying to make this quick. I should have brought out cards. Here we go. We're gonna use this. So this video is about transferring balances and why we do that, okay? So we're gonna pull out a couple of cards that are not credit cards because of course I'm not gonna show my credit card numbers on here. Are you crazy? But I'm gonna kind of advertise this business too while I do this. This place is called Canoes Furniture, okay? I don't know if y'all can see that. Canoes Furniture. It is in Garland, Texas. This is one of their gift cards. I need to go in there and shop. I need a lamp right now. Anyway, I digress. I'm finna show y'all. Anyway, I'll make a video later. Anyhow, I got a really nice living room set from them. Well, a sectional from them. And their prices like can't be beat. They have this thing where you can pay $23.99 and you get a living room set, a dinette, like a dining room set, whether it's a round table or a square or rectangle, bedroom set. And the bedroom set includes a queen size mattress. I like king, but okay. It includes a king size mattress and they throw in a rug for $23.99. You can't beat that, okay? Your living room stuff, your kitchen, or your dining room, and then bedroom set. And when I say bedroom set, I mean like your headboard, the dresser, the bureau, or I'm probably not saying that right, but you know, you get that whole thing for $2,399. Can't be beat. So if you're in the DFW area, check them out. These guys are really cool and they work with you. You can do 90 days or 100 days, same as cash. If you don't want your credit checked at all, like if you know you don't got credit, which is one thing I'm about to talk about. But if you know that you have a pretty decent credit score, you're, you know, 650 on up, and even if you're a little under that, they should still be able to work with you to get you, I believe it's 6 to 12 months, maybe longer financing. So check them out. Canoes Furniture, Kunooz. And I think if you're not like right in the area, they still work with you and deliver. Just, you know, give them a call. You can find them on Instagram. I don't think they have a YouTube, but you can find them on Instagram and I think Facebook too. Kunooz. So anyway, let's get down to business. So the reason why I got these two cards out is they're supposed to be like credit cards, right? So let's say this is credit card 1, this is credit card 2. All right, remember that. So credit card 1 is my credit card that, let's say I've been using it and it had a 0% interest rate. Say I was using it for purchases, gas. Excuse me. I'm tired. It's time to go to bed. Let's say I was using it for purchases, gas, or let's say I was using it for big stuff like, you know, car repair, or I used it for buying, investing in something. Let's say I did some cash advances and got some coin off of there in order for me to pay something that I was going to invest in. I have Slushy's Apparel Co., my clothing line company. Excuse me. Let's say I use some of the proceeds to get some of the things that I wanted to showcase, or some things that I was going to have a model wear. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever purposes that people use their credit cards for. Let's just say we had $5,000. I'm just going to flat $5,000 on card 1, right? And 0% interest is amazing. I tell anyone, if you're going to get a credit card, please get it when it's 0% interest. There's always 0% interest for 15. Usually the average is like 18 months, but you'll see sometimes 12 months, 15, 18, 21, and real good cars would be 24 months. Okay, but usually the max you'll see is like 18, maybe 21 months of 0% interest. And so that gives you a whole year and a half, 2 years almost, for you to do what you need to do, whether it's, use it to invest in something. Maybe you got an Airbnb and you're using, your business credit card in order to furnish things. Or maybe you don't have a business credit card at first, and you just starting to do something and you need to fund invest. Or maybe you're using your credit card because you don't maybe have the funds at the moment, but you got some stuff that need to happen. Whatever your purpose is, no judgment here. There's different reasons to use a credit card. And it is beneficial because if you never use a credit card, it's kind of difficult for you to establish credit. You can establish credit with what you pay on your rent and your utilities, if you are reporting that information. If you go to Credit Karma or look up any Google credit sites or anything, there should be some information about how to do that. Or if you Google just how do I use my rent as credit history, you can find that. Or you can go to Experian.com, TransUnion.com, Equifax.com, and there should be some resources on there for how you can do that. But anyway, let's get back to this card. So let's say you got card 1, you used it up, you used all $5,000, right? Or you real close to using all $5,000. And the 0% interest time is giving you a chance to pay it off little by little without having to worry about interest being accrued. As long as you still pay that minimum or whatever that they say that you're supposed to pay. Sometimes some credit card companies, it might be, oh God, I've really gone in a lot. I'm sleeping. Some credit card companies, it might be $25. Some it might be $30. Some it might be $40. Usually on average it's going to be like $25 a month. But let's just say they've been having you just pay that a month and you've been good. But as we know, if you keep paying just a minimum payment and you have interest come in, now this is where you're paying more money for what you borrowed, okay? And we don't have any interest in paying interest. The interest that you're paying is because of the interest of the credit card company. They have an interest in you using their money, because if you use their money and you don't give them their money back by a certain time, like when that 0% interest time is up or when your billing cycle ends, then they can charge you interest. And that means you paying us for using our money, okay? Now, if you don't want to do that, what you want to do is get card number 2, okay? And it would be a great idea before you max this one out, or before you come really close to maxing this out, is to get this one anyway. Maybe even when you first get this one, 6 months in, get this one. Like, let's say card number 1 has 0% for 18 months. When you're at that 10-month mark, get to looking for another card, okay? If you don't think you're gonna be done paying this off in record time, okay? Because what's gonna happen is that you'll end up paying interest and paying more for whatever that you pay for, $4,000, $5,000, whatever it was. Now, instead of you just paying that straight $5,000 back, you're paying back thousands more, okay? That's how interest works. So you want to have a backup plan, something that 0% interest, and the 0% interest really should be on balance transfers, okay? Because just to go grab another 0% interest card is real tempting, especially if you had an issue with this card. It'd be real tempting for you to be like, I'm gonna go shopping again. You don't want to do that. It's balance transfers, okay? 0% on balance transfers. And hopefully it's for an extended period of time, like 18 months, 21 months, 24 months if you can get a deal that's sweet. But normally, you're going to be looking at maybe 15, 18 to 21 months, okay? So let's say you're able to get it for 18 months. Great, awesome. Now you have elongated the time period that you have to pay off what was on this. Because once you transfer this, it's like consolidating. Once you transfer this, guess what? The balance is transferred to card number 2. Card number 1 is paid off. So on your credit, here's the great thing about credit. On your credit, it will look like you just paid a card off in full. Okay? It's going to be like, ooh, this balance just went to 0 or to almost 0 or whatever in a short period of time, because it happens like almost immediately. I would say 24 hours, depending on your banking institution. If you're not using something janky, if you're using like, you know, Bank of America, Citibank, Chase, Wells Fargo, I don't know what else, Capital One, you know, whatever that you got your card through, if it's a major card company, Discover, American Express, whatever, it's not going to take nothing but maybe within the hour, and it's going to show that this balance is now paid in full, right? When you pay things off, you pay them in full, what happens to your credit score? It goes up, it goes up, it goes up, okay? Even though it was transferred over to this as a balance transfer, but guess what? This is a new account. This is a new thing. So, and it's a new thing at 0% what? Interest. So that means that you transfer this balance, and since you had, let's say this was your only credit card, right? And your credit usage was only $5,000, but this was all the credit that you had available to you. That's gonna make your credit score boom, 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 plummet down, because it's gonna look like you're maxing out cards. You're overusing what you're supposed to be using. Your credit usage really should only be about, say, 10% or less of what the overall amount of credit available to you is. So by you getting the second card, you just did what? You increased, you doubled. Let's say this is the same amount. They gave you 5,000 limit on this, they gave you 5,000 limit on that. Let's just say. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes this might even be higher. You never know. It kind of depends on where your credit is and what is behind your name. If you got not so great credit, you might not even be ready to do this yet. But if you're trying to build it and you're in like the 6s somewhere, this could still be something that you definitely can take advantage of and get yourself on up into the 7s and on up. Because now, instead of you just having $5,000 that is available credit to you, now you got 10, okay? And out of that 10, oh, now you only using 5, you know. It still don't look the best, you know, because you're over that 10%. But let's say you have other cards, and those other cards, maybe you've been paid those balances off, so they don't have a balance, or they have really low balances. And let's say total, you have $25,000 available to you. Okay, now this little 5 looks a lot smaller. It looks like a lot less of your overall usage, because you have, think about usage like a pot. You have this bottle of water here, okay, and it was full of water. As long as you only poured a little bit out, you still have a lot to use. But if you pouring more and more and more of it out, and you getting down here, you running low, you're thirsty, you dry, okay? Think about it like that, okay? So basically, if you have a card that was 0% or is going to be about to become a high interest rate, or it is a high interest rate, and maybe you've been knocking out the payments or whatever, but you like, look, it's hard, I can't do it right now, and this interest is about to start kicking my tail because I'm not able to pay more than what I was paying, you know, or I'm not able to pay far more than the minimum every month, or I'm not able to pay the balance off. Because even if you paying more than the minimum, you're still getting charged interest. Have you ever paid a card off, or not paid it off, but have you ever paid a credit card payment? Let's say, you know, the minimum was $40. You, being your smart, wonderful self, you went ahead and put $80 on there, or $100. Then you get your bill in the next cycle because you didn't pay it off in full. There was still a balance on there, right? But you thinking, oh, I paid more, so it's going to go towards the principal amount. It's going to go towards what I owe. And so when I get my next bill, instead of it being $680, it's going to be $600. Not, you're going to get it, that interest going to be done, got added, and now instead of $680, your bill might be $660. And you're going to be like, where'd that other $60 go? Because that's how credit works. That's how they get paid, okay? So what you want to do is you don't never want to be paying interest. You don't have no interest in paying interest. Even if it's a business card, people are like, oh, well, if you're paying using your business card, you don't got to worry about whatever. Your business still needs to have good credit as well, okay? So always be trying to stay out of the red by having 0% interest cards, okay? And using things during that period of time where it's in 0%. And hurry up and get rid of that while it's in 0%, because that's the only way that it's not gonna reflect poorly on your overall usage and on your credit score and everything, okay? So transfer card 1, okay, to balance transfer to card number 2, and that will decrease what you owe. Well, it will help decrease what your usage is, which looks better as far as what you owe when it comes to creditors, okay? I hope that my example was not too confusing. If it was, leave a comment. I'll explain. Like and subscribe. Y'all have a wonderful night. I'm about to go to bed because I am sleepy. Bye.